a spot open at TVNZ One News if you.
I'd be so.
They might be like, it's time for it. You've been really good, Wendy Petrie, nice and serious the whole time, but we need a bit more life.
We're bringing someone else in. She has 0 qualifications and will do horribly, but people will laugh.
I think we've got like 25 of these under your belt. Like, I think that's.
Yeah, that's true. These in the lockdown. They a lot and don't follow scripts.
I think you do all right. No, wonder if it's easier off a teleprompter versus a bit of paper.
Oh shit! Yeah, why don't we have teleprompters?
Yeah. So Marty's ready.
Laurie, are you ready? Yeah.
Okay, welcome everyone. Episode 8 of the closeout for 2020. James Lissaman, Community Basketball Manager.
Laurie McDaniel, Development Manager.
Marty Davison, Referee Manager. And we begin things off with the Mossad Women's Premier League for this week. So the game I'm covering is NC against Hawthorn. Hawthorn put in a much better effort defensively, but unfortunately still found themselves down 13 points at the end of the first quarter. For NC, Mary Golding had 21 and Helen Matthews with 16. And only Fran Edmondson for Hawthorn was the only player able to reach double figures, so she had 10 points. NC pulled away with a big win, 78-44, so pretty comfortable for them in that one.
Right. Second game up was the battle of the two universities, Lincoln University and University of Canterbury. Tessa Morrison came to play with 35 points there. She scored the 10 of the first 12 points for UC, and then Hannah Mashewski, the young teenager, came away with 11 for UC. LU had a much better balance of scoring with both Lauren Hippolyte and Subasa Nisbet with 16 each. And then they had 2 others in double figures. And Lincoln University won their second matchup with UC in 79-60. So I think they doubled their
winning margin
from last time.
Yeah, on to the Miles Toyota Premier Men's League. Gators versus North Canterbury. Zach Hannon for Gators, the youngster, 16 points in the first half, 23 overall. But it was Joseph Nottenbelt that was named by the Stats Crew as MVP after 11 points, 19 rebounds, almost 20. And then it was a debate about Dave Langrell, who was pretty close to a triple-double in that game as well.
Dave Langrell.
Still
going.
Yeah.
Still getting it done.
Second game of the year, so looking good to last the whole season.
Dave.
Smart to start later in the year for things to get there. Yeah.
North Canterbury fought back from being down 25 at one point. They did close it to 14 early in the fourth, and this was mainly behind Tall Black Ethan Rusbach's 23 points, 11 rebounds, and Nat Connell had 15 and 8 rebounds, but Gators pulled away in the end to finish pretty comfortably 84-64.
Cool. Second men's Prem game, well, can't speak particularly well today, was Pioneer versus University of Canterbury, and Pioneer looked to have in the bag, but they were up 14 in the first with Nick Irwood coming away with a big 19 points and 7 rebounds. It was 25-14 second quarter for UC, saw them tie the game heading into the half with Nash Biggs with 13 points and Nate Campbell with 12 points and 11 rebounds. A little bit of back and forth in the fourth quarter, but Ollie Davies scored 10 straight points for Pioneer and ended up with 26 and 8 rebounds and became the game MVP to help Pioneer grab the 71-66 win and a chance to play for the Hoban Trophy.
Yeah, very good. And the last game of the men's Premier competition was Atami against Checkers. So Atami were in control early, but then Checkers came all the way back, and it was a very back and forth game. Checkers ended up being up by 8 with 7 minutes remaining, so you thought they'd have it in the bag, but it became a massive 21-0 run by Atami to get them all the way through in the last 5.5 minutes to give them the win 81-69. So for Checkers, Adam Morgan had 19 points, Sam Riley 12 points and 8 rebounds. And for Atami, Ben Williams with a big game, 26 points and 9 rebounds. He was game MVP. And Patrick Roger with 14 points and 13 rebounds. And both were very instrumental in that 5-minute stretch with a 21-0. Like that's a pretty amazing run to close out a game and to get the win. So well done by Atami. I think they're undefeated 5-0.
5-0, yep. And I think Checkers may have the most hypothetical wins this year.
Yes, very close in every game.
On to the Glory League game of the week. North Canterbury Honey Badgers versus Wolverines Black in the men's Div 1 competition. Thomas Wilson here for Wolverines had 11 points. He did score 7 straight in the second quarter, but it was this fancy finish here in the third quarter that I felt was a little bit more exciting to watch. Game was 52 in favour of Wolves. Craig Wilson for North Canterbury hits this big 3 here to tie the game at 52 each with around a minute to go. Basket for 2 points for Wolverines, and then a nice tip in here by Thomas Betty is one of his 4 points to tie the game and send it into overtime at 54 each for North Canterbury. Blake Eston had 12 points total, 5 in overtime, including this 3-point play here to give them a little bit of a lead there. Mark Ritchie, though, the highest scorer in the game with 21 for Wolverines. This huge 3 gave Wolverines a chance as he cut to the lead with 1 point with 15 seconds to go. Jamie Day split his free throws. Wolverines had a chance to come back and tie the game, but they really struggled to get a good shot off, and North Canterbury Hunter Badgers escaped with a 66-64 overtime win.
Very good. On to Marty's Minute for this week. So this week we're talking about the kickball or a football call that the referees make in a game. So obviously in basketball, games are played with the hands. Players use their hands when they're playing the game. They're not using any other part of their body. But a bit of confusion was around when the ball hits the player's leg, what part of their leg is considered to be if there is a kickball situation. So
what part of their leg is their leg?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's basically what people were. Yeah, well, not like that, but they were asking about it. So a player, I've got the old trusty rule book here. A player shall not run with the ball, deliberately kick or block it with any part of their leg. So if it goes right extension up, and we see a couple of clips here. There's one example of a clip where the player just is running and they accidentally kick the ball. So the accidentally is a key term here. It must be intentional if we do call a kick ball. And the second clip we've got here is a defender trying to stop a pass and they stick their leg out and actually hits them on the upper thigh, which still is considered part of the leg. So therefore it's still called correctly as a violation here. So any part of the leg that is intentionally used to impede the ball or stop the ball is considered a kickball violation, and the other team will get the ball on the side. If the shot clock's under 14, it'll go back up to 14 seconds. If it's above 14, it'll stay on what it is. So referees just need to judge that. Intent is the key word there for the kickball. That's Marty's Minute.
Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification, Marty.
No problem.
You're right, James.
No, you're right.
Damn. I was doing so well.
No, we're good.
To the Miles Toyota Premier Games this Saturday, both of those games will take place at 12:10. On Court 1, we have University of Canterbury 1 and 3 versus North Canterbury, who are 4-0. So that game's on Court 1. Horseville, who are currently 0-4, will take on LU, who are 3-1 on Court 2. So both those games are at 12:10 at Cowes.
Awesome. And for the Men's Premier League, this is the last game of the first round. The 1:45, we've got Atami 5-0 taking on UC 2-3. At 3:20, we've got NC 1-4 taking on LU, who are 2-3. And then at 4:55, we've got Gators 3-2 taking on Checkers, who are 1-4, and Pioneer have the bye this week. And after this game finishes, it'll end up the end of round 1, and they'll have the Hope and final week after, which I think you're going to talk about anyway.
Yep. Yes. So August 1st, so Atami's definitely qualified as 5-0. No team can knock them out. And then it's either going to be Gators or Pioneer. If Gators wins their match-up against Checkers, the 4:55 game, they'll be playing in the Hope and Trophy final. If they lose, it's Pioneer, Marty's Pioneer team, which will slide into that second spot there to play against Atami. The Meccas, Thomson and Whelan competitions have restarted after the holidays, thanks to the magic of time travel again, and have now officially been signed off by BBNZ, where our top 3 teams from Division 1 competitions will get the opportunities to go to the national tournament, the AA national tournament, AA national tournament. I'm getting your thing. And a special shout out to Chris Goldsberry from Middleton Grange, who put up this excellent article on #WeAreCanterbury about the local competitions and nationals, a little bit about both things there, which you can have a look on their website.
Excellent. The Canterbury Rams are 3-9 at the end of week 4 of the Sal's NBL Showdown. They've added in Ruben Tarangi, which is a great pickup for them, but unfortunately they still haven't come away with another win after their 3-0 start. They've got 2 games this week. They've got Wednesday night versus the Huskies, then they've got Saturday afternoon versus the Bulls, and then they'll be in the elimination final. I believe they can't finish higher than 6, so they're going to be playing that 6th versus 7th game on Tuesday the 28th at 5:30. So you've still got a chance to, every team makes the playoffs, so that every game, I guess, still matters in terms of placings, but for them, I think it's just being healthy through these last week and getting themselves ready for that last game. So if you've got Sky, check it out, or if you've can stream it and go and watch those games there.
Cool. All right, on to some plays of the week now. I have Victoria King with the great save and fancy footwork down the sideline here. You see her dancing along the baseline. Gets the pass into Dara Nicol, who makes a basket for Horseville Reid.
Very cool. My one is Jamie Reid, and I've got to shout out Rosie, who gave me the tip on this one. Jamie Reid is not tall from Ashburton College, I think was how he put it. And this fantastic chase down block that he timed perfectly. I wonder if he has the 2K badge versus Kashmir Maroon. And yeah, it was fantastic. Nice hops and nice timing on display here.
Excellent. My one here is from the brother combination. B Masters with a great defensive rebound. Flicks it forward to his brother. Ethan on the fast break. He's by himself. Looking for a bit of a highlight play. Zach Hannon runs back and kind of was like, I probably should have.
I'm like, this much shorter.
Kind of smart, I think. Just let him have that 2 points and a nice dunk finish by Ethan there.
All right, we want to take this opportunity to thank McDonald and McCath.
Which are there and there.
I'm not sure which side.
Boom, down there. And for the support they provide to the CBA, but also to talk about the great work that Ronald McDonald House does for the community and for families. So if anybody's looking for somewhere to donate or volunteer, check out Ronald McDonald House and the work that they do. So thank you to you guys.
Awesome. That wraps up week 8 of the closeout. Good job, good effort.
Be cool, be kind.
Well done. Good job. Good effort.
I think I liked last week's one.
Yes.